and shopping is very normal for me. So I'm not manic right now, which is good to know.
This is Are You With Me Right Now? Episode 36.
And I just bought 3 bras.
Coming at you. Yeah, but you needed underwear. You needed bras. I wasn't sure why
know.
Okay, so here's what's weird. I just asked you if I could buy them for you, and you immediately bought 3.
Well, I was already buying some.
Oh.
I need them. My bras have disintegrated. Literally, the ones that I'm wearing were falling apart.
Yeah, I've figured that out. That's why I was going to buy you some.
I couldn't go to work tomorrow with the bras that I currently have.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, no, sorry. Immediately after I sent you that text, I'm like, well, I feel like shit.
What do you mean?
Because I'm like, just kidding, I got it. Haha. I wasn't trying to be like disrespectful or like flout what you said, because I'm really freaking excited to go shopping with you now to get me some lingerie.
Okay.
But she was saying like, the 40% off is literally one time only. Is there anything else that you want? And I'm like, yes, bitch, that one thing. But no, I got 2 basic bras and a strapless bra, because the strapless bra I have is like 2 cup sizes and a couple band sizes too small. And the underwire is broken on 2 of my 3 bras. And the 3rd bra I have doesn't keep any of my boobies in.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, this has been on my to-do list for a few weeks. And so I went and got them tonight. And they're wonderful.
Good. I love you.
I love you. I didn't do that to be like, haha, just kidding. Like, I don't need your money, or I don't want you to take care of me.
Okay.
It was literally just like, it was a 40% off thing. I'm like, yeah, I want that shit.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
But yeah. And I got some undies too, because they were on sale. And the underwear I'm wearing right now is bullshit. So it was needed. My best friend also said, like, you needed better underwear. Like, stop feeling bad. I'm like, fine. I don't know. She and I are texting a little bit back and forth. Well, I responded to her a little bit ago. Oh, yeah, there it is. She was asking Hannah what was going on and like, why am I so anxious? I'm like, everything. Like, you already know why. But specifically about finances, I'm always slightly worried about finances. But I think that I am feeling really anxious about sharing money with you and having you think that I am irresponsible or untrustworthy with our money. Like, disclosing what I'm spending my money on to you is kind of terrifying just because of me.
Okay.
And I worry that I will, like, fuck it up. And that, like, I will prove to be untrustworthy and irresponsible.
Is it something I don't already know about?
No, I just bought some bras.
Okay.
Like, right now.
Why do you have a complex about this? What is this?
Because I have been lavishly spent on my entire life and also made to feel very guilty about it, always, at the same time. My dad has spoiled me, always and forever. He would take me to Anthropology at least once a year and just get me, like, a handful of dresses. And those things are at least $100 each. Like, no contest.
Okay.
Then he would just blow money on me all the time. And then when I would have any sort of feeling about him or, like, disagree with him, he would tell me that I'm essentially worthless and ungrateful and that I use him for money. And so buying anything for myself makes me anxious and it's slightly compulsive.
Okay. That's like an exact opposite of what I've got going on.
From you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, kind of, but I guess the fact that they are like polar opposites makes them related in a way.
Wait, like just in general with your own spending habits or like related to me?
With my dad.
Oh, okay. Go into that. Tell me.
Well, so your dad gives you everything and gets mad at you for not being grateful enough. My dad doesn't give me anything and gets mad at me for not being grateful enough.
Yep. Yeah, my dad gave me things even when I said no, even when I said I didn't want it or I didn't need it or I felt uncomfortable, and he would still make me take it. Yeah, so I'm very ashamed about money.
Yeah.
And sharing money with someone and having to justify my purchases or like spending too much, like whatever, like is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I was just asking, is there anything I can do?
I don't think so.
You had said you wanted me to be in charge of the finances, and I don't know what that entails.
Yeah, and that was a while ago. I don't think like, haha, I've changed. Like, fuck everything I said 9 months ago.
It has. I mean,
it has in that we're moving in together. And this is now becoming a concrete, established whatever. Like, we're figuring out what that actually means.
Yeah.
Whereas it didn't. Like, I wouldn't mind at all just putting our money in an account. Like, outside of my dysfunction, I would not mind just putting our money in a fucking pile and having you pay the bills.
Right.
That's kind of what I mean.
I mean, bills kind of get auto-paid anyway.
Yeah.
You just have to know how much you've brought in and how much is going out automatically. Because that's easy to know. There is no work in knowing that number.
No. And I do that. I like to budget. I'm very rigid about planning things and documenting especially money, because I am always so conscious of it. So I don't know if it's actually possible for that to happen, because I'm probably just going to like keep budgeting and keep doing the thing anyway. Like, I'm going to need to stay on top of it. But outside of my dysfunction, it would be fabulous if we could just put our money together and you just tell me how much I am allowed to have.
Yeah.
And then I just wouldn't have to worry about it. But I think just being who I am, I think I'm going to worry about it anyway.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see.
Let's just trial and error and see. Because I know you're very metered. You save things till, okay, next month. Like, when I get my next paycheck, I'll get this. And I'm just like, okay, I need this now. And I have money in reserve, so I'm going to buy some stuff. Yeah. And it's not just stuff, but it's like, I needed a thing, so I'm going to go ahead.
Well, I know I can like super comfortably limit my Amazon expenses to like, X amount of dollars a month. So I kind of make a wish list and, at the end, whenever I get paid monthly. I throw it in there and I'm like, well, here's $100 this month,
Yeah. And then you parse it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's kind of it. I need like a budget of what is not doled out.
Yeah.
So far. Because I don't know. I don't generally get a lot of money every month to actually dole out for things that are not bills or rent. And so this comes out of like the money that I have on the back burner.
Yeah.
I went to a meeting tonight.
Yeah. How did that go?
I hadn't gone in a couple weeks. Or I think I've only skipped like 1 week. Because I've been seeing my therapist weekly. And I've had a lot to do. So I've been, I'll see therapist on Friday and I'll go to ACA next week.
Yeah.
It was not great. It was fine. I did not stay till the end. I didn't like leave super early, but I left about 15 minutes before it ended.
Okay.
I was having a hard time sitting in the room just with everybody talking so much. I realize that sounds weird.
A little bit. Was it different than normal? Like, was the amount of talking greater?
Yeah, there was not as much silence. And that doesn't... When I am anxious, which I am consistently and constantly anxious right now because this semester is just a fucking shit show. And I'm just trying to survive. When I'm stressed, I'm really sensitive to auditory stuff. If there's a lot of talk, if there's a lot of noise around me, it bothers me a lot. Yeah, we didn't get that many shares in because people were going way over their time. And it was people that I don't know as well. Well, one of them I do know, and she should have known better than to talk for twice her time limit, but that bothered me. But the other people they're very chaotic the way they were sharing. And I don't know, I just didn't want to be around people. I even said that in my share, like, if you've known me for longer or since before August, you would know that this is not who I am. Like, I am not friendly right now. I am not happy. This is not how I talk. And if you've known me for a while, you know that this is not normal. Yeah, I just felt really out of place. And like, I didn't want to be around people with that much energy and like, ugh. It was just like, it was just like annoying to hear them keep going and keep going and keep going. And it was little stuff. And I mean, I'm just being a bitch at this point. Like, it felt little or whatever, but I just was really having trouble empathizing. and I was ready to go. So we talked about step 7 though, and the topic was good. The reading on it, they're like little ready, set, go packets that are compiled from around the book, the Big Red Book. And the reading, well, one of the paragraphs was saying that the shame that we've been taught to feel or it was talking about like humiliation, and the shame from childhood bubbles up kind of in your later life. No matter how perfect you try and act, no matter how good you try to be, it'll still come up if it's not dealt with. And I talked about that in my share. In that, think of our conversation last night. Like, I'm doing really well for the amount of stuff that is on my plate. But like, I'm compulsively just humiliating myself in my own head, in conversation when possible. I'm undercutting everything that I'm doing. And so it's just like this shame when under stress, this is what comes out. When I'm under stress for this much time, because this has been consistent since August, and that's a long time. I'm just like worn down, and this is my survival coming up.
Is there anything I can do? I feel very helpless in this situation.
What? Oh, you feel helpless? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And maybe that's why I do, is because you do.
And yeah, I'm just really disappointed in myself, but I don't know that there's anything else I can do. Like, I'm doing everything I can. I'm just not designed to live like this.
What?
Everything I have to do, and how the people around me are acting, and their expectations of me, and like the recalcitrance of people in my internship to just not do anything like to assist in my learning at all. So I'm starting to check out of my internship, and I'm half there and half not. And it makes me very anxious because I'm on call, but I'm not invested, and I have to seem like I'm doing something there when there's nothing to do. And like, just the whole ambiguity of all of my work right now is difficult to exist in.
So I think the best you can do is stick with it and aim for something else.
That is what I'm doing.
As long as you're aiming, that's all you can really do sometimes. I mean, sometimes it sucks. It really does. Sometimes it just sucks.
Yeah.
But that's part of being.
I know. I'm aware, don't worry.
And it's the default state of being. We are incredibly lucky to have water that runs into our houses.
Yes.
I guess it's easy to take for granted stuff like that.
No.
But I mean, like, there's people like that are alive today that don't have stuff like that,
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the things you're saying, but also, like, stop, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, like, I know that we're incredibly privileged, and I know that my problems are fucking ridiculous.
Well,
compared
mine
to so many other people.
Right.
I know that, but I'm still having them. They're still existing.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the point too. I mean, like, I guess it's sort of in the same situation that relative poverty is more dangerous than actual poverty.
Yeah, absolute poverty and I think it is relative poverty.
Yeah.
Are very interesting and very different.
And I guess it's kind of the same situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be mean. That pushed a button of mine that is, we're like, well, it's good to be under pressure. Like, being sad is just kind of part of life. Like, you can do it. Stop complaining. Shut up.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know. My point's not that, well, you can do it, but my point is, I think more that like, this is kind of normal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know you're not telling me I can't do it. It's just,
yeah,
I don't know. Problems are relative, and I am having a relative problem. But it's still a problem, and I'm still having a problem. I'm allowed to have feelings about the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think you're trying to silence me. I'm just saying, I guess.
No, I think it's just proof that problems are relative.
Very. Crisis is relative. That's something I like to say in social work classes.
Which, I don't know. I admit in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem fair, but it seems to be the way that things are. So, I don't know if fairness matters if that's just how things are.
I think it just is how they are.
So, I have a topic.
Yay.
We can close on this one.
Wait, really?
No.
I say, wait a minute. Okay, go.
We can.
We've only been talking for like 20 minutes.
So you went to a drag show lately.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was good. My friend's friend was performing, and he was really, really good. Like, survives and thrives off of the money that he makes doing drag shows. And he was really nice. So it was fun to meet him. I got to leave when I wanted to leave. So when I was done, I could peace out. It was fun.
Drag shows seem odd.
They are. I think about that whenever I go to drag shows also.
What do you mean?
I think about how you and I would talk about them actually. In that sex workers who are predominantly women are like demonized by the law, whereas men who are pretending to be women, and some are trans, I'm not getting into that, but people that are not trans and are like LGBT and do the community, or excuse me, and do drag as a performance art, they get paid for that. Like strippers are continuously hunted down by the law, and drag queens get paid for the same thing, for pretending to be women. Like, why they're profiting off of that.
Yeah. But
I find it strange. What?
Women eat it up though at the same time.
Yeah, I know. It was like all women and gay guys. Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know. To me, it seems really stereotypical. It's like men pretending to be women who are like, here's what I think a woman is kind of thing.
Yeah.
And other women are like, Bill Burr said this. Other women are like, yes, shit on me.
You've said that before.
It's funny as fuck.
It is funny as fuck.
Because, I mean, like, I don't know. Women are strange.
Yep. We are.
But necessary.
True stories. Yeah, I don't really know why it's such a huge thing among straight women. Like, I don't really know how that came about.
Yeah.
At all. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. It's just, I also think it is strange.
Was it fun?
Yes.
So what do? Do you watch the show?
Mm-hmm. I didn't tip because I don't have cash. I Venmo'd my friend's friend who was performing because, Christ, like, he was so good.
What did you Venmo him?
Huh?
What did you Venmo him? Is that
$10
appropriate?
Is what I would usually tip.
What are you tipping for?
Like, they're dancing. Usually tip for that. And so I would usually break a 10 and tip out the dancers. But
so it's a strip club for women.
Yes, but not really.
Sure it is.
It kind of is. Yeah, there's no nudity.
What are you paying them for?
They're like, God, all the words. I was about to use a phrase like from the community, but putting in a lot of fucking work to perform. It's like buying merch at a show, like for a local band.
Kinda, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. That is what I equate it to. Is like, usually these people are moonlighting. They do not make a lot doing it at all. They have a full-time job during the day, and this is like what they love to do, or it's, performance art or whatever. So it's like supporting a small business. It's letting them continue to do this and get booked.
So you're paying a man to pretend to be a woman.
Yeah. Well, they get paid through the bookings. This is just extra. Some of their rates are really fucking low, but her friends are not. He's very good. No, the dancing, like
good at what?
The makeup. Let's see, he's really good at doing his makeup. He was a really fantastic dancer. Like, and that is what I admire most about them. And there was one guy at the show who is a cheerleader, apparently, like IRL. And just the show he put on was insane. Like, he's an amazing dancer. And that was cool.
So anyway, this has been Men versus Women. And that's about all.
Peace out.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's just something that's never going to make sense to me.
That's fine.
That's the difference between cats and dogs.
That's fine. And I go, just because I go to them infrequently isn't like, yes, it's my favorite thing ever. I'm all in support of it. Like, it's just fun to go do.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
Sure.
And I was just going, I really mostly went because my friend, like, that is her friend. And I hadn't seen her in a while. And she invited me. And I was like, hell yeah, why not? It's not where I generally find myself of my own volition. But it's fun to go out with her.
Right.
I don't know. What else is going on?
Not much.
Today was a really good day off.
Good.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yay.
Oh, what I was laughing randomly about earlier, I called my brother. He called me and I didn't pick up, so I called him back. And I was telling him about the house and kind of the progress on that, and that we were choosing our homeowner's insurance. And he went, why? I said, because you have to. And he said, why? It's because you have to have homeowner's insurance. He said, why? And I said, because the government has grown out of our control and I can't do anything about that. And so you have to. And he says, now that you've finally got a stake in taxes, like now you're thinking my way. I'm like, shut up.
Does he have taxes?
No, he doesn't make any money.
Right.
No, he's just spouting like verbatim what my dad has said to me my entire life.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, I know. He's moving in with my mom. The family's weird.
Hopefully not for long.
No, he's thinking about 6 months.
Oof.
I know. I'm not actually knocking him for that. Like, live your life, but I feel kind of bad for him.
I mean, yeah, it's not easy to do that. I feel bad for him because he's going to do it, you know? Like, I don't feel, it's because it's not fun to do.
Yes. Yep. But I mean, it's what he needs to do. And I'm sure he is more than ready to get out from under our family's like financial thumb.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it goes well for him.
So my brother OD'd on fentanyl 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I found that out today.
Yeah.
That kind of makes life a little more interesting.
I guess. Yeah, I got fucking goosebumps when you sent me that text. That's scary. Very, very scary.
Yeah.
Like, it takes such a small dose of fentanyl to kill you. I am so glad he's alive.
Well, apparently he did die a little bit.
So, yep. Dang. And his girlfriend knows?
Yeah, seems to be.
Okay. Was he in the hospital for like a while? I know he was in an ambulance.
I don't know. I don't think he said.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. He was ashamed enough to tell us in the first place. But I mean, he told us. He knew that he needed to. He knew that it was important to tell us that.
I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
And he's been sober for 2 weeks since then.
Since then, yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah. That's really scary.
Yeah.
How are you doing with it?
I'm fine. I'm sure I'll feel it in 5 days.
I know. I was going to say, I don't know if I want to ask this question because you're just going to go, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever today. I mean, what am I going to do about it? I mean, yeah, we'll see how it feels in a few days, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's scary. But, I mean, it didn't happen, so I can only feel so much about it.
Yeah. I feel really bad for his girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
Or not as in like, oh my God, I pity you so much, but I feel for both of them in this situation. It is not a good place to be. To be really close to anyone who is in active addiction is really difficult.
Yeah.
And it's hard to recognize that you should leave.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh my God, poor thing, like she's with a monster. Like, that's not what I mean. It's just that this is a really hard situation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is.
I've never been with anyone romantically who had an addiction, but just the proximity to my own brother was very hard. To just be around him and like care for him so much
Sure.
and have to waffle back and forth on whether I hated him or not because it was just such a roller coaster, you know? Yeah. I don't know. You mentioned to me that well, I mean, this is pretty normal for them that she kind of dumps her stresses on him.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was going to say is that she's a teacher. And yeah, so she dumps his, like, her teaching on him. Her stress from being a teacher on him, I suppose. Because she doesn't know what to do with it. I was like, does she have a counselor / therapist? He's like, me.
Or other friends.
I doubt it.
And that is when I asked you, when you told me that over text, that's when I asked, or when I said, or I asked, does she know? And that's when I started on this is not good for either of them. Because if they are each other's only support, literally no counselor, no friends, no nothing, if it's just the two of them and one of them is addicted, that is codependence. And I worry for her.
Fair enough.
Because if you have no outside perspective on that, like the chances you're going to leave are so slim, or take a break, whatever, but take care of yourself and be able to handle anything regarding your person. I mean, I'm thinking back to being with the boyfriend I had, who, did all the things, the one that I hate. I had gotten so close to him and like, because I'm very, this anxious in relationships and fairly avoidant in friendships. So when I start dating somebody, I get really close to them and I spend less time with other people. And I was really ashamed to tell anybody what the boyfriend had done. He cheated on me. I like dragged him to the hospital because he was going to hurt himself, whatever. I didn't want to tell anyone. I was really alone. And I was so codependent on him that I stayed for like 4 months. It was a long time. And that's similar to how addiction works. It's like you think you can fix them. You think you can change them. You think you've still got the future you were talking about before this, like before you knew it was happening, essentially. And you're still kind of chasing that possibility and you're stuck and you stay.
Well, so what helps that person? Like, is there something I can do, I guess?
It doesn't usually, though.
What do you mean?
It doesn't usually help either person at all.
Trying to help someone.
Yeah, you can't change someone's addiction.
Okay.
You cannot make a person in addiction, whether it's emotional, process, substance, whatever, you cannot change them at all. It has to be their choice. It has to be their realization. And enabling somebody in their addiction because you think you can change them is just going to hurt you and it's just going to hurt both of y'all more.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you just need to like up and leave and fucking never see him again, but taking a break to get some perspective is a really good idea. I hope that was clear.
Yeah, I think so. How do you do that if you're living together? They live together.
I don't know. And they have a lot of pets. I don't know.
Yeah, what are the pets all about? Like, this is really normal. Like, we're not talking about something that just happened one time.
Wait, what do you mean?
I think their situation's very normal. I think a lot of people do this.
Like get a whole lot of pets and cohabitate and then have problems and then stay together?
Yeah, the whole ordeal. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Can you repeat your question? Sorry.
I was just asking if this is normal, if their relationship is normal, if what we're describing is like, if that's what happens to most people. Maybe not most people, but it happens enough to where it's
happens a
normal, I
lot.
guess. Yeah.
And that's why everybody's parents tell them not to live with someone before they're married. And that actually is statistically, you're more likely to get divorced if you live together before you get married. LOL rip. And that you feel that you're more like you can't leave. Like that you're already, so invested that it's harder to break up when you've already got your lives super entwined. My cat's being a dumbass, sorry.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just what I'm citing.
Is it always a good idea to leave each other?
It depends on the situation. In addiction, probably. That's a big blanket statement. I don't have sources to back that up. But honestly, you can't help someone through an addiction. Like, you just can't. They have to do it on their own. And they can have supports, but it is just too fucking difficult to be that close to someone and like to have that much trust in them, to be that invested. I don't know that it's possible to do that and even like each other on the other side, if there is another side.
Now, did you learn? I mean, like, did they teach all of this? Is this like, where did you get this information from?
ACA and addiction studies classes and life experience.
Sure. That's crazy and that's wild. It's incredibly interesting. Addiction's really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I guess to a lot of people, because it seems to be, it's very strange. It's very unique.
It is. It's really awful to watch and to be a part of, but it's so interesting. Because really think, like, if you've got a partner who is consistently intoxicated and whatever, if they are always lost in this thing, in this substance, in this whatever, and if someone is truly addicted, it is affecting every other part of their life. I either probably lose, like, not doing well in their job. They're missing family commitments. They're not keeping promises to you. They're financially unstable. And tends to be a lot of promises that are made and not kept. And so your trust in them is broken over and over and over and over. And it takes a long time generally for someone to even become addicted, then to realize they're addicted. And then if they even decide they want to stop. And a lot of people decide they want to stop and then they can't. That's obviously, that's what addiction is. But to be around during that process is so painful. And to just be let down and to watch your partner let themselves down and just spiral into like this completely other person is, I would say it's nearly impossible to stay with somebody like that or while that's happening and keep your own sanity. Because it's not a relationship at that point. Like, you're not with them. So it depends on the severity of the addiction. It depends on the person's sobriety, their commitment to sobriety, if that's what works for them. Some people can do harm reduction and still, use other drugs. I don't know. It doesn't seem like your brother fits that category very well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea, truly. But it really depends on the person specifically. But to be with someone through the addiction process and really go through the multiple ups and downs and recoveries and relapses and recoveries and relapses, it's almost impossible to do with family. At least, well, in my shitty family, I can't imagine doing that with a partner and like surviving emotionally.
What causes addiction?
Sometimes it's brain chemistry. some people's brains, kind of like when they're predisposed to depression.
Would that be
If they're
genetic?
If it's genetic or biological, I don't really know. Don't know. But some people do have a biological predisposition, as in their brains don't produce as much dopamine as others. That can be something, and that again can lead to depression. And often depression or other mental disorders will lead someone to use substances to self-medicate. Not the only reason, but it is common.
I wonder how those studies were done. I mean, like, it seems that using decreases your dopamine production in general.
Yes, it does.
So I wonder how they do those studies.
I don't know. I do not know. Because you can't go back and control for that. You can't do, and addiction studies are so difficult because you cannot ethically create an addiction study. Right. You have to go off of what's already there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just speculated. I mean, I don't know. There's probably some research behind it, but as far as I know, it's something that's under investigation, and that some people's brains might be producing less dopamine. Just emotional upset, i.e. family dysfunction or trauma of some way, shape, or form. Irresponsible medical practices, especially among adolescents, and access to family members' stuff. It's the amount of supervision is huge. And
what do you mean?
Social factors for adolescents are really big in whether they're going to develop an addiction or not. Like if their parents are if they don't have any supervision, if the kids have a lot of access to substances, like even just medications or prescription drugs.
Yeah, supervision seems huge.
It is enormous. It's enormous. And it's interesting because there are different ways to model alcohol for your kids. Like having a glass of wine at a really important family event as part of a tradition or something is actually shown to be a protective factor for adolescents against developing an addiction. But drinking at showing your kid, you drink at parties to feel less alone or something. Like drinking at parties specifically can be I don't know, or that's what it was. Like parents hosting parties for their kids with alcohol and providing alcohol could be a risk factor. But then modeling, exactly, it's shit like that where people think it's safe. People think that is a safe thing to do. It's not.
I mean,
I don't know. The context of the drinking is important.
Right. Safe, sure, but only for that night.
Yeah, only in that the kids aren't going to leave and hurt themselves, but they're hurting themselves just doing it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, adolescent substance use is a big deal. And yeah, the age of first use is also huge in developing an addiction or not, because your brain is being formed. Your prefrontal cortex is developing. And so it's kind of like, if a mother takes a substance while the baby's in the womb, it's going to affect the development, whatever stage that baby's in, it's going to affect the development of the body parts and the brain. And that's just like with an adolescent, your brain is actively forming and maturing and developing. And when you use substances and when you're engaging with that, it changes your brain.
You better chill with that information. That's offensive.
What?
That's offensive.
Why?
Because.
What is wrong with you?
It shows that babies are, you can still kill babies before they're born.
Oh my God, shut up.
It's a woman's right to choose.
Shut up. That's what we're talking about.
But you said that a woman can choose to use drugs, but it'll fuck up her baby.
Yes, people do that all the time.
Well, it's literally a woman's right to choose. I'm pro-choice.
Okay. Anyway, that's about all. It was nice dating you.
I'm pro-choice. I'm a feminist.
Oh my God.
I love women.
What? Are you still drinking? What is happening?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Sorry.
That's why.
Anyway, that's about all. Peace out.
Peace out.
This is the extended version. If you get to hear this, you're really lucky because all this got cut.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Thanks for being you. It's I guess sometimes it's a little worrying that you claim to be somebody that you don't seem to be.
What do you mean?
Like when, I guess kind of this is an extension of our conversation yesterday, that
Okay.
you seem very, I mean, I love you. You know what I mean? Like you're very great on the outside, but you say on the inside, you're not great.
Yes.
So that's, that induces some feelings of what the fuck?
What kind?
Well, just, I don't know, just, I don't know. It's very mysterious because it's hard to believe. I mean, because you're very calm and collected. I mean, you're very smart. You're very intelligent. You seem very calculated, I guess, in a very good way. But I guess
I am very calculated. I will tell you that.
But when you get depressed, you just, I don't know. And maybe that's how depression works, is that you just don't operate normally.
Yes. That's why it's a disorder.
I
That's
guess
what makes it a disorder.
Yeah. I guess it's your lack of confidence in things is, I don't know. I guess that's contagious, maybe, is a fair way to say that. Not that I don't lack confidence, but
I was like, shit, sorry.
No, it's just
No, I know.
You're very smart and calculated, so when you say that, when you identify something about yourself, it's hard to disagree with that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Damn.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Oof.
I mean, I find myself disagreeing with it, but maybe you have a point too, I guess, is, kind of what I mean.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I love you. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. No, I mean, my perspective remains my perspective, though. Yes. I mean, I still see you for who you seem to be to me.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah.
I'm laughing and like fake screaming because this is like, oh my God, I'm actually having consequences for my borderline thoughts.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, hang on. I'm trying to think how to put it into words. It's when you insult yourself and then other people start to believe it, because why wouldn't they? When you're saying it, like if you're going to tell people a thing, like you can't like freak out when they start to agree with that thing because you're telling them it's true.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. But I love you and I believe in you. So, I mean, I'm not like subscribed to that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I see what you're saying too. Fair. Yeah, sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, I love you and I believe in you. And I think I don't know. I'm kind of proud of what we're doing. It's I don't know. It's nice. It's
part of it. Yeah. Which part specifically do you mean?
I guess just that we're moving as a unit, I suppose.
We are, and I love you.
I love you. You want to hear a joke?
Yes.
So I asked my brother. I said, who came to this hospital? When you were ended up in the hospital, I was like, who came to the hospital? Just your girlfriend? He says, nah, she was at work. I called Dad. I said, oh, who did he send to the hospital? My brother says, LMAO, me. Ding, 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 ding. That shit is funny as fuck.
Wait, he didn't send anybody?
My brother said that he sent him to the hospital. Get it?
Oh, ha.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess he went to the hospital. I never got an answer to that question.
I say, I don't know.
The funny part, though, was, the first part.
Yeah.
You're supposed to laugh.
You're so weird.
They don't say that.
Final note on previous topic. Sorry to follow that after your joke, but
you're fine.
I'm mean, because I was going to say it, but then you said you want to hear a joke. I said, absolutely. But yeah, that is the nature of any psychological disorder or psychiatric whatever. Yeah, what you heard last night when you heard me just spiral verbally for a minute when I was trying to tell you what was happening in my head. That's what anxiety is. And that's what makes it a disorder. That it is really disruptive to use an ACA term. It's really disruptive to your true self. You are not acting like yourself. You cannot be yourself because you're so caught up in questioning everything else. And I don't feel, and that's why I'm having a lot of mood difficulties right now, is I feel like, or I am questioning everything I do and I can't. I'm having trouble stopping and slowing down. Because when I'm anxious, I am very fast. And I'm not even very fast, but I'll sit there and like my mind will just be going a million miles a minute. I can't stop thinking about my to-do list and what's going on at work and the things I have to do and the things I've done wrong and what someone probably thinks of me because I did something that I think was wrong, even though they definitely didn't even notice. Like, it's a lot. Yeah. It's hard to slow down during anxiety.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm so overworked and I'm tired and I'm functioning as highly as I possibly can. So I'm not able to attend to everything that I need to attend to. So I'm losing a little bit of my self-control and my mental health. And I'm losing a bit of control everywhere else too. It's just happening because this is the busiest semester of my life.
Yeah. And I heard it would be.
Yeah. And I've taken like 21 credit hours before and it was not this bad at all.
And I guess I've heard that it would be a ride and just hang in there.
From him. Oh, your coworker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is correct.
Because, I mean, I don't know. This is easy.
Fine. For what do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, I guess as far as troubles in a relationship, it's been harder.
Yes.
We still work on each other.
Yes, I haven't actually considered this to be a problem between us at all. Is it?
Mm-mm.
It's like, I don't really think so.
No, it's not a problem between us. And I guess that is my point, is that you're going through something and like your stress kind of adds to my stress and vice versa. I've been going through a lot of stress too. So we're both stressing each other out a little bit.
Yes.
But I don't see it being a problem.
No. So I don't think anything is like happening between us.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, we are both going through it, like capital I. We're just going through it independently, and thus it's kind of combining.
Well, you even made the claim, I guess, last night because we stopped to, I didn't realize you hadn't done the dishes. So I made sure we did the dishes before we went to bed, and you felt bad about it. You felt like you were kind of letting me down, I guess.
Yep. I was really letting myself down too.
Yeah, fair enough. But that's kind of what we do together, though, is that, this needs to be done. We'll just do it together, and we're doing something together. It's easier than throwing on a podcast, or more fruitful than throwing on a podcast.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know. It makes me think of what you said a couple episodes ago. Might have been last episode. I don't remember anymore. About buying the house, where like I set up the first couple tours and like called the realtor and called the lender and got that whole thing started. And then you were like, yeah, I'm like inspired to get in on this. Let's go. And I think around the house, especially right now in this specific moment of my life, you are definitely a big motivator for me.
Like you'll say, okay, like, hey, let's go do this, or hey, will you go do that, please? It registers as a lot more important to me when you ask me to do it or when it's for you or at your house. That's why my apartment is covered in laundry. It's like I can live in these conditions. But when it's like your house, when it's our house, you're a big motivator for me to like keep my stuff at a high standard. And like when you get in on something, I'm on board.
Submissive lady.
I guess. But I mean, I can live with my house being a shit show. I just can't. Like it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it does, but like I can survive it.
Yeah, that's why I say submissive lady.
Oh, I guess. Because yeah, my laundry's been on the floor for like 2 weeks, but at least it's clean.
Yeah.
It's not been 2 weeks. It's been like a week. But
we've got a lot going on.
Yes, I know. And yeah, that was my comment on it is like, if I'm going 150% in like 8 out of 11 areas of my life, the other 3 are going to suck a little bit just because I don't have enough to give. So if it's laundry, dishes, and I don't know, not looking at my phone. I don't know. I'm just trying. Because when I get home at 10 p.m. or 9:30 from class, like I sure as shit don't want to fold laundry.
Yeah.
I just want to go to bed. I love you.
I love you.
And to answer your question of what can you do, I know it is very easy to feel helpless because I feel helpless. And I'm sorry that you are also feeling that. We texted a little bit a few days ago where you were saying like sometimes the goal is just to weather the storm. Like sometimes you just make it through and that's enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know what there is to do because that's just what I'm doing. I'm just trying to finish the semester. And then I can be a lazy lump and hang out with you and do stuff around the house and get our new house together while I'm recovering from surgery. Yeah. Like that's my end goal right now, is to be bound to the house essentially so I can like make it a home.
Yeah. I agree. Same, for sure.
Turn 24 and stuff. Yeah. So I'm just trying to get there. I don't know what you can do. Just tell me that you like me. Tell me why you like me.
Okay.
That's about all.
Cool.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
I don't think so. You do it already. You do a really good job.
I love you. Thanks.
I love you.
I'll put your penis in my mouth and that'll help.
Anyway, that's about all.
Peace out.
Peace out.